Hello, I'm Stephen, the man with the mustache, and welcome to The Creative Arts Show. This is the show where we aim to promote the creative arts industry and highlight the amazing people that work within it. Joining us today will be the talented Julie Sharpe. She's an all-round performer and a wonderful entertainer. Her hilarious and energetic performances have been keeping Australian crowds entertained for many years. Let's meet our guest. Well, Julie Sharpe, thank you so much for joining us on the show. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for asking.
No worries. You're welcome.
Good to be here.
Good to be here. Where else would you rather be in isolation except for the Creative Arts Show?
Exactly. Well, I'm actually up in New South Wales at the moment.
There you go.
So I've got a little bit of freedom still happening, but restrictions are starting to creep in a little bit. We're in a very, very small country town.
Okay.
And things are starting to creep in. Like I said, just a little bit, so things are starting to close down, and
you might catch up to Melbourne. And
might catch up.
For the viewers watching, Melbourne's currently in lockdown, so we can't leave our houses. But hopefully, you can still get some fresh air and go out and see some friends and so on. But
yes.
Hopefully, it doesn't get too bad. All right, so tell us about yourself. What's your background? What do you do? And tell us all that jazz.
Oh, where do I start? Well, it all started in 1969 when I was born and brought out into the earth. No. Yes, my name is Julie, and my background is it's a bit of a hodgepodge of lots of things. So at the moment, I guess I would call myself a comedic MC.
Okay.
A very long-lasting career in cabaret, mainly at
Lovely.
Dracula's Comedy Cabaret
Yes.
here down in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
So I've sort of been very fortunate to have a 30-year career.
That's amazing.
Being a cabaret performer, being an absolute master of none, but getting through somehow, and just having this wonderful lifestyle of playing dress-ups for a living.
Amazing. And I know you love it, and I know you do very well, because I've seen you in, like I said, the song contest, and I've seen you in Princes as well. And you're amazing to watch, and you're very funny, and you keep the audiences very entertained, which I absolutely love. So how's the pandemic affected you, and, where has it stopped you in your tracks?
Oh, look, it's completely stopped me in my tracks. I think the last night I worked was March 20th.
Yes, eons ago.
And I haven't worked since. I think it seemed to have that sort of novelty, like everyone is saying that the first lockdown seemed to have a kind of novelty and a bit of this is exciting, this is something different,
Something different,
it was still quite scary because, we
didn't know much about the virus.
Without, pay and all that sort of stuff. And I ended up being one of those performers that fell through the cracks. So, government assistance wasn't available. Yeah.
Yep.
So, so it's been a bit of a trying time, but but we sort of enjoyed it. And then we sort of, got back in with the hope of things were going to, start getting back together at
small
September,
audience sizes and so on. Yes.
This will be good. September will be a great time to go back and then unfortunately for me, my dad got quite ill, so I came up here to New South Wales to make sure that he was okay, and then we had to make the decision that we'll have to stay on here for a little while, because if we go back home, we can't come back. So
yes.
So we're here, and I'm working in retail. I've got a job one day a week, working in a clothes shop, and another 2 days working at Vinnie's because I love it.
Very good. And I was going to say, now the retail. Now this is the funny thing. I know you like to dress up and so on. So in the shop that you work and in Vinnie's, do you spend more time selling the clothes, or do you spend more time trying on the clothes?
Oh, I go around and I make up my own little outfits that I think would be perfect. But I have to say, it's so bloody cold that
Yeah.
the idea of taking clothes off to put other clothes on,
Put
it's just not happening at the moment.
I
So
feel you.
I'm
Yeah.
staying rugged up and doing masterclass. I subscribe to masterclass. So when the shop's a bit quiet, because again, even up here, there's just nothing to go to. So people aren't
Yeah.
buying clothes and things like that. So get out of it.
Who is this? Who is this? Who's this? Your daughter? Hello.
I knew this was going to happen.
Hello. You've been
I knew that
photobombed.
head was going to poke in at some time.
That's great. What's your name?
Lucy.
Lucy. Your mum's a star. Star of the show today.
So welcome to isolation. This is what happens all the time.
No, that's it. That's it. We want to see. We want to.
Yeah, making it real. And so no one's going anywhere. So the shops are really quiet. They're really
Very
quiet.
good.
And so yeah, like I said, so I'm watching lots of Steve Martin, How to Be Even Funnier.
Yeah, I saw that, the masterclass. I think Steve Martin's hilarious. I watched one of his shows on Netflix recently, and he's just a funny guy. But before we get to the masterclass, I just want to fill everyone in. What were you working on most recently? So back in March, you were in Princes of the Night, and what other projects have you been working on?
Well, so that was kind of it. So we had Princes of the Night, and I was also looking at another little. Well, with Princes, I should just say with Princes. So Princes, we were starting to sort of go off on all our little tangents, which were very exciting. So we were going to start touring more, and we're going to have a touring show. And then Craig, who is the owner of Princes,
Yes.
he was thinking of getting a few more shows under his belt. So we were in the process of talking about how we could do a cabaret style variety show that would include all people instead of just mainly a female contingent for the audience.
Very good. We had Craig on the show as well, and he was telling us a little bit about how they're trying to adapt and bring the show to bigger audiences as well as interstate as well. I know you were going to head up to Queensland as well. Last year you did the trip up to Cairns, and this year that got cancelled as well. So no trip to Cairns this year, unfortunately. So it's very sad times.
It is, because it was gaining momentum and it was getting really exciting, and it's just unfortunate. And I actually did a Zoom meeting last night with a indie touring group, and they was talking about where they think touring is going to go. After all this happens, and they were still saying optimistically that it'll be mid next year. That touring sort of get back.
That's one of my questions. Yeah, can you elaborate on that? Like, where do you think it's going to go? And obviously, speaking to other people in the industry, where's this going to end up?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because it just seems to be at the moment that this virus just keeps popping up in random places. So when there's no cases, all of a sudden, bang, there's a case. So it's so scary in that sense. And I think people are going to be absolutely fanging to see a live show, though.
100%, yeah.
And I think that's going to be a huge thing. I even just had lunch with a friend today, and she was just like, all I want to do is go out dancing with a live band. She said, it's just all I want to do right now. So I just hope it gets, this virus just gets banged on the head, and that we can just eradicate it, and people keep saying that life's never going to go back to normal. So I don't really know what normal is, though. I don't know.
Yeah. What define normal? But whatever they're defining as normal, I hope they're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But this meeting was very interesting, because it also went on the fact of saying that touring is going to be a little bit later next year. But then they started saying, and if we do start touring again, because again, this was more like music festivals and, your Adelaide Fringe festivals and all those sorts of things. Yep. And they were saying how that this is the time to make change because of the climate and all that sort of stuff. So because everyone's been concentrating on COVID, the environmental stuff's sort of been going to the back burner. But they said that if we go back, we've really got to knock that
On the head. Yeah.
issue on the head as well. So
Yeah.
they were talking about how they can sustainably tour shows and, and things like not leaving such a huge carbon footprint. So by, if you've got props and things that you use in your show, that you actually source them at the place that you're going to, and so
Great.
things like that. So being
So you're not shipping them and using resources that you don't need to use, and wasting.
Yeah, using what you have in the place that you are, that sort of thing. So it was really interesting, but it just sort of, I was expecting it to be we're looking at touring these days, we want to get back on track, and for it to go this way, I went, wow, that's really interesting, and it's a great thing, I think.
I just want to talk about government support. So, tell us a little bit about that.
So I just had, I was just a bit unfortunate at the moment, actually.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's all going to be figured out, but because my husband runs a media company,
Okay.
so we basically employ ourselves and
Yes.
invoice the companies that we work for.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband was eligible for JobKeeper,
Yes.
but I had to go on Job Seeker. But
Right.
by going on Job Seeker, I had to get all this information about the company, and so it wasn't just my tax and my tax file number, it was everything to do with the
Wow.
company. And we've got a couple of properties, so it was all that, and then there was another company with a trust that we've set up as well. So it's just massive thing.
And it's very hard, and my whole point here is that performers haven't really been looked at. The government is saying 250 million to the creative arts industry, but it's just been spread to all these different little sections of the industry, and the people really missed out. And there's a lot of performers that it's performance and creative arts is just seen as a glorified hobby, which kind of sucks.
Oh, completely. And, people are realizing how important the arts are because it's not around. Well, I mean, they've still got TV and they can listen to music on their iPod and stuff, but, we've got a little bit going on here and there on YouTube that people are putting up, but it's, and that thing too of when isolation first hit, it was like, right, let's go digital, let's get all our stuff online, but it just doesn't have that magic of being in the room,
Exactly right. You're talking about Steve Martin's masterclasses and so on. Tell us how you've been staying creative and what have you been doing at home to pass the time and to better yourself or worsen yourself. I don't know what I just keep snacking. I don't stop eating, so that's how I worsen myself. But what have you been up to?
Oh, well, I think again, I'm just in a different situation. I've become, nurse and single parent because I have to, my daughter's up with me as you saw before. So I'm pretty busy. Very busy.
Okay. You homeschooling as well? You doing the whole homeschool thing?
No. She's Lucy's still able to go to school here. So so she's going to a school that's got 60 students in it.
Wow.
70 students. 71. She's the
71 to be exact. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So,
excellent stuff.
So she's loving it. And personal wise, I guess I've got that masterclass to tap into.
Is it worth it? Is a masterclass worth it? I've always pondered it for several different things,
It depends what you're into. And like I've been on the Steve Martin one for a month or two because I'm just trying to
you're sticking at it, so
grab it when I can, without interruption. Yeah, so it's been a different world. It's been a completely different world.
I always like to end these interviews on a lighter note and have some fun. I've been told that the word on the street is you have a fantastic memory and you're great at remembering names and remembering things. Is this true? Is this a good source?
I don't know. I don't know if it's true now.
Because I have a deck of cards here and I'm thinking maybe I have 10 cards and I'll give you 30 seconds to memorize them and see if you can memorize them all. Do you want to give it a go?
Oh my God. All right. Let's
give
it a go.
We're going to test the memory. So I'm going to show you each card in order and see if you can recite them back. So, first card. Can you see that okay?
See them. Right.
Jack of spades. Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh, hang on.
yep.
Yep.
6 of spades, okay. 7 of clubs. Mm-hmm. Look at her concentrating. Maybe she does have a good memory. 10 of clubs. 2 of spades. All right. King of hearts. 3 of spades. King of spades. 5 of hearts. And 2 of hearts. All right. Have you got some idea?
Okay.
Here we
Let's
go.
see. Jack of spades.
Yes.
6 of spades.
Yes.
7 of clubs.
Amazing.
10 of clubs.
Oh, fantastic. Keep going.
King of hearts.
There's one before that.
2 of spades.
Yes, good.
King of
Then
spades,
King of
King of
hearts.
hearts. I think this is when my mind started to blink. 3 of spades.
Yes, there was a 3 of spades. Keep going.
No, it's all gone now.
It's very hard. You've done all right. Well, I think we're almost out of time. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Julie, and I wish you all the best of luck and keep on keeping on up there in New South Wales and helping the community of Vinnies and so on. And you should do an op shop try-on haul, just try on all the clothes and make a fun video of that.
Should do. Be fun.
Should do.
Thanks so much, Stephen. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, Julie. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And once again, thank you to Julie Sharpe for joining us. We had a lot of fun. We'll leave her contact information in the details below. But be sure to check her out in Princess of the Night when that's back up and running. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for any future content as well. But more importantly, like I always say, share this video, share it with your friends, share it with your families, because we're trying to get the message out there and promote an industry that really needs our help. Once again, I'm Stephen, the man with the mustache, and we'll catch you next time on the Creative Arts Show.